Hey Slopers, Brian Johnson with StockMiner.com. Going to do a quick market update for you on where I see us after today's big drop. A lot of times people like to get other opinions on where other people see the markets to help confirm maybe what they're seeing in the charts as well. So I thought it would be a good time to do that today. My go short level here for the Dow was below 11,150 today. We got that drop shortly after the open. Gave us a very good move to the downside. Now, what was nice about the move today was yesterday we had on a daily time frame a potential reversal candle put in. And we actually got confirmation of that candle today, which we haven't seen a whole lot of. We've seen some reversal candles put in on this march up, and none of them have held. Maybe this is the one. If you want to look at this, what I'm really doing now is watching closely from a technical analysis standpoint, and that was my next level. If you missed the first move today, uh, I wouldn't be too panicked about it. There's more opportunities coming, in my opinion. Maybe don't be surprised if we see a move kind of sideways tomorrow. Not uncommon to get some consolidation after a big move like this. If we get any further movement by the bears, I'd be looking underneath the 10,950 area on the Dow. That's one of my targets. So if you're like to play the diamonds, whatever, 10,950 I think is a good area to start looking for a short position again. That could take us down into the 10,900, possibly even all the way down to 10,700 before it's all done with. We're going to have to fight with this 50-day moving average before we get there, but ultimately those are my targets. So be watching for that tomorrow. Keep in mind, though, we are at a support level. This 11,000-ish area has acted as resistance. Now it's held as support here. Maybe it holds as support. Still don't know till we see what the market action is tomorrow. But if it does hold and maybe bounce back up, I will be watching to see if we get this kind of a head and shoulders formation being put in again. How well have head and shoulders formations worked? Well, not at all. They've all failed, usually seen on the 60-minute charts as opposed to the daily charts on this drive up. From an amateur Elliotician standpoint, I just can't help but see this as a 1, 2, 3. Maybe we are now starting 4 of 3. So that means this 3 wave is not done yet. Maybe we are seeing the larger 4 wave and then a 5 wave up, and then we start some larger correction to the downside. Still very, very early to tell. I kind of gave up on the Elliott wave stuff a few months back. It's not. It just hasn't been working well in this correction in this environment. So anyway, I'm waiting for a break below the 10,950 mark on the Dow. Nasdaq 60-minute, you can see here where these channels were broken. I like below 2,000, keeping in mind that this 1987 area really should act as some sort of support. So I'm going to call below 2,000. You're looking at maybe an intraday trade down into the 1990 area. Then I'd be very cautious about my trade at that point. And that's even if the 2,000 area breaks. But we've seen some very nice movement by the Nasdaq as well today. It was the weakest of the indices. Here it is on a daily. Look at this. A beautiful shoulder now ahead, right down into very nice support. This 2,000 area, along with the 20-day makeup, should act as some pretty strong support. Now, we get a break below this 2,000. What I like about this is I think we'll start to see a lot of stops getting hit at that point. The selling should accelerate. Maybe we see a little bit more follow-through with the bears. SPX on a 60-minute. Here we were diving down. My one of my targets to watch was below 1210 today. Obviously got that break. Down into these areas here. Notice how it held very well down here. I don't know if you want to call this a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, but you know what? I can head and shoulder things to death. Truth of the matter is, I'm just waiting to see if any of these larger areas down below get broken. A big one for me. Now, here's what I found very interesting. The 200 period was broken today and closed below today. Watch closely this 1180 area. I really, really like this area for support. So I'm calling for something around 1175, 1178 maybe if you want to still get into this thing from a short side. You are chasing it ever so slightly at this point, but below I think 1178 could still offer some shorting opportunities, at least from an intraday standpoint. SPX on a daily, this is why I like the 1180. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful support area down here. Love the fact that we got the close down at this area. Have a rising channel line coming through here, and so a break right around in that 1175 area should get us below both of these support areas. We could see maybe a move down here into the 1160 area. 1150 should be really, really strong if and when we get down there, so that's another level to be watching on your charts. From a weekly standpoint, I'm going to show you the SPXY because we are right up to the 200-week moving average. Notice how last week we came right up to it. This week, and the markets love to front run these things. Get people to wait until 12:24 exactly or whatever, and then pull it back down. But it does usually work that way. The markets tend to like to get this done a little bit earlier than that. Sure enough, they did. A high of about 12:20, and then the whole Greece news came out, and apparently Greece is the word. If you've heard. And now we are back to this blue line I've been watching for quite a while. This will be obviously the first thing we want to break, 1150 being this previous support area, along with, and might be close to, this rising 20 week at the time it gets down there. Still a little ways off. However, interesting to note that we have stopped at this support line on the weekly. So let's see if we get some consolidation tomorrow as the markets digest what happened today and make their next move. Too much lower than this, like that 1175 area, should also start to get us back below this, maybe this blue line here. Be watching that very closely. All right, guys, that'll do it. Hope that helps you in your search for profits within the market, and I'll be back with you again probably in the next few days. Thanks. Bye.